following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, welcome to The Ring and All Other Sports. My name is Leo Connors and I'm your host. And today, returning, I got two special guests, Bobby and Dan Beaulieu.
What's up, Leo?
Guys,
What's going on?
Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah.
Much appreciated. Real quick, I want to give a couple shout outs to my buddy Sean Fowler, who I see constantly at Market Basket. What's up, Sean? And Brendan Daly. Brendan, heal up and stop heating up Gorilla Glue.
Not a good idea.
Good thing. Guys, we got lots of stuff because I brought them things. Let's hit the fan questions first.
Sure.
Get them out of the way.
Sure.
Now, Dan, you want to send out a message first, okay? And I agree with you. And it's not for Bobby, me, or yourself, but it's for Mark Sherman.
Yeah.
Can you please return to wrestling?
We don't care if it's once. Mark Sherman was very entertaining.
Yes, he was.
And then one day he was just gone.
Gone, yeah.
And you know, and I get it, but we miss you, Mark. We
Team
miss you.
friendship was awesome.
You know, Scotty's still there. We love
Yep.
Scotty Slade. Mark
Absolutely.
Sherman. Think about it.
Come on, Sherman. Come back to wrestling. I don't know, man. He might be. I'll bring something up later, okay? How about this now? John Labonte wants to know, with the TV deal and not getting their roster rated, do you think ECW would have surpassed the WWE? Also, thoughts if they would have fooled out or if they would have been faded out or still be going today if they had proper finances and talent. What do you think?
They would have had to change dramatically,
Right.
especially with the way television evolved.
Yes.
They definitely wouldn't be able to keep doing it. But to beat the WWE, no.
Right.
Especially in the time period, the WWE was public now. So
Right.
the funding behind them is just bigger. So
Yep.
there's just no comparison. I mean, they could have had a niche market, but eventually they would have had to change.
Right. And a lot of the guys left
Yeah.
to the WWE or even back when WCW was in. What do you think?
I think they were a feeder program for WWE, and
Right.
I think that's kind of what happened. They wouldn't. I don't think they would have surpassed. But if they had a better deal with TNN, they could have maybe gone for a couple more years. Paul Heyman always said that if we had TV, we
Right.
could have gone a little further. But I don't think anybody can really. Once WWF beat WCW, I didn't see anybody surpassing. I think ECW could have gone a few more years.
Right.
But society was changing.
Yes.
It
And
really
fast.
was.
I agree with you guys 100% that I don't think they could have kept, it never would have surpassed the WWE. But I do know that at the end, they had things in place where they were going to bring in newer guys too. I guess Low-Key was supposed to come in, Amazing Red, the SAT, who knows, maybe Trent Acid, you know what I mean? The Backseat Boys, who knows exactly. But I did hear that Low-Key and the other guys, the SAT and Red, supposedly were going to come in, and then obviously they were in that last show somewhere down south, and that was it.
They could have. I loved it.
Yeah,
at
me
the
too.
time.
Right.
I look back at a lot of things now, and I go, I'm not as into it as an adult, but I think it could have gone somewhere. But I
Right.
think really it was. I think Bubba Ray said this. It was the minor leagues to WWE.
Yeah, there's nobody
WWF
that's
at the
going to
time.
beat the WWE. They built it up so much, so you know what I mean? I really don't. I don't think anyone's going to be able to ever beat them. I think they're right where they're at, like Vince, before he retires or dies,
Right.
has already said he wants the WWE to be in the same name like as Disney, as ESPN. Just that that's what he wants.
Which I
you know what I
not
mean?
really like, but it is. What
But
it is.
nothing
he
but
is.
nothing. You got to admit though, when you say pro wrestling, 99% of the world says WWE. They don't
Right.
think of anybody else.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Triple H said it best: evolve or die. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about a company that's going to try,
Oh.
and I think they got a good shot of being very successful.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know about the rest. John also wants to know, do you think the NWO and the WWE would have worked with a better storyline, or were they intentionally buried? Thoughts on how they should have debuted and if they would have ever gotten over. in WWE?
I don't think it was intentionally buried.
No?
I think that was one of those, hey, we need people to watch.
Right.
And they had a lot of contracts going on with what was it, Time Warner, where
Right.
they couldn't get out of it. And I think Vince just said, it's time for these guys to come back.
Right.
I don't know how far it really could have gone. NWO was dead in '98.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think Scott Hall's drug and alcohol problem was kind of at its peak. So I don't think it really would have worked regardless if they did it any differently, because he was so broken at that point that there's nothing they could have done.
Right.
In April of that year when they had the plane ride from hell, it ended it anyway. So it's not like they buried it. It's not like WWE buried it. They buried themselves. So.
Right. That's great answers,
One
guys.
of the worst things I ever saw too
Yeah.
was like, I did not ever want to see Shawn Michaels in the NWO.
No,
he
me
was
either.
too tied to DX. It just didn't work.
Well, you
It
did
didn't
know
work.
that there were rumors. At one point, Sean had no contract.
Oh, really?
And they had called him, wanted him, like, Nash and Hall and
course.
stuff. But he thought it over and was like, made the smart move of staying with the WWE.
He went with the winning team, but I mean,
Yes.
if you really think about it, Michaels gets knocked out in '98 and he doesn't come back for 4 years.
Right.
I mean, he could have jumped to because he wasn't really doing anything.
Right.
He could have gone over there and been like a ravishing Rick Rude.
Yeah, or a Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, but
But
Just been there for the, you know what I mean? For, just to be there for the name value. of
yeah.
it, you know?
And I don't think that's something he would have wanted.
No,
to
well, I'm
do.
glad I'm glad he didn't. That's for sure. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge Shawn Michaels fan, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not an NWO fan, and I'll tell you guys why. Okay, I have a best friend. My best friend's Joe Moriarty. What's up, Joe? Joe was not a wrestling fan. All of a sudden, the NWO came around, and he was a wrestling fan. I'm
yeah.
sorry, but like, the NWO maybe put more eyes on the product.
Yeah.
But then they started to get too big, having too many people in the group and things like that. I don't know. For me, I want real wrestling fans at shows, not TV fans.
Well, in his
Yeah,
defense,
yeah.
it wasn't just WCW that did that.
No, you're
because
right.
I know people that love Stone Cold Steve
Right.
Austin and DX and are not fans anymore, but they were in 1998.
Right. Wrestling was red hot back then.
It was
You're right.
red hot.
But the
You're
NWO
right.
too, like if you listen to 83 Weeks
Yeah.
with Eric Bischoff, he mentioned like he really thought he was going to make two different companies, NWO and WCW, which is just ludicrous to begin
Yeah.
with.
Yeah.
That you watered it down to the point it's like, oh, they got to have a roster and they got to have a roster. You're all one company
Right.
that they're invading. It just got stupid.
They put too many people in the group. They should have kept it at a minimum.
Well-
6 to 8 guys tops. That's what I think, at least.
But
you
still,
know?
When you have
for
the
life.
when I do love the NWO, but when you have the inmates running the asylum and everybody wants to get in the group,
Yes.
Yep.
you ran into
Yes.
that problem.
And now the problem was too for WCW was giving everybody creative control.
Horrible.
Right.
You know,
Can't do
bad decision, throwing money around like crazy.
Yeah.
Can't blame any wrestler that signed with them.
Not gonna lie though, Kevin Sullivan was not very good at
Not booking those guys.
No.
By the way, that's why I don't like Bullet Club. Same reason why I don't like Bullet Club.
Right.
Or when they were peak, when they had those guys who came over. You know.
Yep.
Well,
Well, we're gonna talk about that in a few minutes. Referee Richard Landon says, and it's just for you guys. This is a really good
I
question.
thought it was a good, yeah.
Are wrestling shows more enjoyable now that you've met more wrestling fans, thanks to Facebook and talk shows like The Ring and all other sports? Have you traveled to shows with these new friends? Well, we have. We've become friends.
He's hit the nail on the head there. I will say it was pretty much me and Bobby for a while.
Right.
And then I'd go to Chaotic alone. I don't care.
Right.
And then Jesse I work with, Martineau. Obviously, shout out to Jesse.
What's up,
I
Jesse?
started going with him. And then Rich was like, you got to talk to my uncle.
Yeah.
So I said, all right, I'll talk to him. He's probably just a regular wrestling fan.
Yeah.
And then he goes, no, he's into like the local stuff like you.
Yeah.
I go, okay, all right. And then one after another,
Yeah.
and you start, and you do have fun when you know the fans. You go to the shows together. And
Absolutely.
I think we got a good base around here, you know?
And I've made more friends now, like since I've been going to shows with you, because before I would go shows alone or with one of the kids, whether it was my son Michael, my daughter Sarah, or Jisaiah. You know what I mean? And I never really socialized with everybody. Now it's a lot different. You know what I mean? I socialize with Damon and Jerry and
Jerry,
you know,
Squeaks,
Kenny,
Squeaks.
Squeaks. What's up, Anthony? You know what I mean? But it's better that way, and I definitely I enjoy it more now that I am more friendly with everyone that's there. It's a lot of fun.
I think it is a good time, and for years we used to go. We never talked to anybody. We just do
Right.
our own thing, and then
Yeah.
as time's gone on, we're like, yeah, let's talk to everybody,
Right.
whatever, you know. And
Do we have a blast when we go to shows?
we do,
You know,
and I love it, and
I know. I gotta get to more. The summer just kills me. I can't get down there.
well, that's the thing too. I really don't like to go to a lot of shows in the summer, anyways, and that's why a company like Liberty States, Todd shuts down in the summer.
yep.
You know what I mean? Because it's too hot. You can't blame him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's running in a school in a gymnasium. Now the classrooms might have AC, but the gym doesn't. So I don't blame him. It's nothing but nothing, but it's a smart move on his part. It really is.
I mean, most companies. I hate missing chaotic.
Right.
Brian Fury gave me a little bit of crap about this, but I was in the Cape, and I mean, I don't like missing chaotic.
Right.
I love being there for every
Yeah.
show, and of course, the time I miss,
Yeah.
AG
Yeah.
pulls over on the culture. Sound like it was a great show, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sonny
whatever.
said it was great. He was hanging out with Mike Miller.
oh
On
really?
the show,
You
yeah.
was there?
Yeah. Because I had introduced them last time we went.
Sonny's a good dude. I like
Yeah.
Sonny.
I was a lot. And Mike, I love going to shows
Oh,
with
Mike's
Mike. He's a
awesome.
great guy,
We've
man.
known Mike what 20 plus years.
He's always got
Yeah.
the oil. Sorry, Ma. But yeah, he's a great guy, man.
Yeah.
And he hit me up, and I was supposed to meet him. You guys aren't gonna believe this, but I'll admit it because I'm a moron. Okay, I go home every day. I usually take my sleeping pills and my nighttime medicine at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
I needed to take the medicine and put it in a baggie so I could take it later because it's Friday night. I don't need to take it at 5 o'clock. I can take it later, but
Right.
I need to take it at the show. I took the 2 sleeping pills out, took them.
Out.
No, ate them.
Okay.
Took my sleeping pills, tried to throw up, right? Seriously, couldn't do it. I ended up not being able to go to the show.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Stupid.
I keep messing up with my box thing tonight.
That's right. Just leave it.
I'm
It'll
gonna
be fine.
drop. Sorry, Dick.
Sorry, Dick. All right. So, yeah. So going to shows is a lot of fun.
Made
and
a lot
everything
of
together.
friends. Love
Right.
love our wrestling group,
Yeah.
and I'm glad that
Yep.
we've done that.
Thanks, Ref. Chris Warren wants to know, can I hear some of your guys' favorite stories from your trips to local shows, or maybe some tales from the Mania 35 trip as well? Before you say anything,
Yeah.
I'll say one thing. You told me one thing about WrestleMania 35 that I won't forget.
Yeah.
You were hammered.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were hammered, you said.
I ran into a lot of my old college rugby friends, and we started just getting after it. And I don't know. I think I fell asleep at some point during that trip. But I mean, when Kofi won the title, I was going crazy.
He was trying to
but
handshake
it-
everyone,
it
but
was
Dan
just-
had the arm, so he was like doing
Oh
this.
yeah, I was still not really recovered from
that's
my.
right. You were still in the sling, right?
I was out of the sling,
Oh,
but
okay.
I mean, I couldn't.
Right.
Performance Rehab, I highly recommend them.
There you
They've
go.
done wonders for me. But yeah, I couldn't do a lot, and but it was funny because we're in the parking lot, and I see 2 guys, and I go, Kennedy, Rob, and I'm like, what are the odds you guys are in
Right.
the same parking lot?
Exactly.
Same
All-
row.
Yeah, these
When
guys.
how many people were there? 70,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it that many?
And,
yeah.
and Jim Brady, shout out Jim Brady, all these guys that I played rugby with in college
Right.
were right there. And I was like, are you kidding me right
That's
now?
awesome.
And then we started just kind of, people going through tables in the parking lot.
I was the designated driver, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wasn't drinking, and
Right.
like it was a madhouse. I've been to Patriot playoff games. I've been to Red Sox playoff games. I've been to a bunch of sporting events. It was insane in
Was
this
it?
parking lot. And it was only half full because they told everyone to take Ubers and whatnot.
Right.
I was like, I can't believe how many hammered people are going through tables and jumping off of like cars and whatnot.
YouTube
And I was like, how are you going to
shows
make it?
and-
This is a 6-hour show, guys.
Right.
How are you going to pace yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bobby was very responsible.
That's
I-
good.
I
Yeah.
can say I was not,
Right.
and I was,
But you weren't driving either, though.
No,
So.
and we got home.
And we were chasing down the right to censor. There was
Yeah.
these
Oh yeah,
guys-
they had the right censor group.
Oh,
got a picture
you
of
took
them.
pictures of them, I
Yeah.
think, didn't
Yeah, I
you?
did.
Yeah.
Oh, I was taking it all in.
Right,
I was
right.
like, I've been to Mania one time, 29.
Right.
Before I had an iPhone.
Yeah.
So I was like taking pictures with a little camera. This time I
Nice.
was like, I'm taking pictures of it. We're doing it all right.
Right.
And we had a good day. We stayed in a pretty weird bed and breakfast. They had a samurai sword in the middle of their living room.
Right.
But it was okay. It was
Yeah,
a good
no, it was-
time. I would say Mania for me.
Yeah.
more about the other wrestling fans than what's going on.
Okay.
It's
Right.
it's like a reunion with all these people you never actually met,
Right.
but you're all getting together
Yeah.
and you're like, this
Yeah.
is it.
And there's people like they won't even know each other, and they'll just see like, oh, I'm dressed as Macho Man, he's Hulk Hogan, and they'll just start
Start
like,
fighting.
pointing at each other and just
Yeah,
going
yeah,
out.
yeah.
You're just like, they don't even know who they
That's
are.
awesome. That
Yeah.
really is. That's very cool.
I-
So a
I-
lot of cosplay there, though. Did you see a lot of people dressed as wrestlers and
It was
stuff?
a good amount. I got a guy.
Yeah.
Me and my brother Mike. I don't know where Bobby was at the time. We got a good picture with a guy who looked like identical to Mr. Fuji.
Really?
And he
I
just
took
knew.
the picture.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was hammering again. But yeah, like
Yeah.
it was unbelievable.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I'd love to go to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
It's just like that is like the Super Bowl of wrestling.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
You
Definitely.
know, and everybody's into it.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I'd go to Tampa Bay if there's no tailgating though, because the tailgating was like,
Tailgating's a big thing.
when you get in the
Right.
stadium, that spreads out the cosplay of everyone dressed up
Yes.
because there's so many people.
Right.
But in the parking lot, it was ridiculous. It
You
was like
got-
watching a bunch of people like on Christmas morning, just like having a
That's
hell
how
of a
I'm
time.
so happy.
Yeah.
That's how it felt. You got to have the tailgate. And
Right.
Vince McMahon, please stop trying to shut down all the indie shows that go on that weekend.
Yeah, that's a little
Yeah,
silly.
come on.
I mean, it's silly. You're
You're-
not running that night, so, you know.
You're the mecca of wrestling. Let
Exactly.
people enjoy it, Vince.
Now,
Like,
how many other shows did you guys get to go to?
we only got to the Hall of Fame.
That,
the
but
Hall
the
of
Hall of
Fame.
Fame and then WrestleMania. That was it.
I mean,
Okay.
I think if we would have gone to, like earlier,
Yeah.
maybe.
Well, we tried to go to the Chaotic show,
Yeah.
but we were had to get
It
to
was too
Brooklyn,
far.
Right.
and it took us almost 2 hours to get from our Airbnb to Brooklyn to begin with.
Right.
So I can only imagine if we went to Chaotic and then try to get across. It's
Right.
just
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, after the traffic I saw in Brooklyn, I was like, I don't ever want to come here again,
Yeah.
unless I have
Right.
unless I have no time constraints whatsoever.
Right.
But we were trying to get to the Hall of Fame, and we're like, first time I'm looking out the window, I go, Statue of Liberty. I've never actually been to it. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god, there it is,
Right.
And then traffic.
yeah, it was,
So just shit show of traffic, huh?
yeah. So what happens is like there's not a bridge, but a tunnel that goes under from New Jersey into New York, and they take 7 or 8 easy pass lanes into
Right.
one lane into the thing. So it's basically like this giant funnel of cars
Ah.
on both sides.
Right.
So it gets just too brutal.
Right.
But
All right. Let's see. Next question we have from our good friend Squeaks. What's the worst show you've ever been to?
I'll let you take that first because I'm not really.
I wouldn't say I've ever been to like a terrible show, but I don't know, some of those random SmackDowns.
Yeah.
SmackDown in general, I like better than Raw, but to see it live is so annoying because they take all those commercials and try to jam them into one point. So the first hour of wrestling is wrestling commercial break, wrestling commercial break.
Right.
Wrestler comes out, waiting 5 minutes of the commercial break. So that is annoying. So I would say that takes away from it. But I've never been to like a terrible show.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm ever going to say a terrible show, I've never really been to an indie show that I didn't have a good time because you're
Right.
so close to it
Yep.
and you're having a good time. You can, go back and forth the wrestlers. And there might have been a wrestling back in 05. I might have gone to a Raw where it was like John Cena versus Kurt Angle with, I don't know, Angle was not Muhammad Hassan. Who was this? Davari.
Oh,
or
Davari,
something.
yeah.
I can't even remember this. This was like 2005.
Right.
I can't really even remember it.
Yep.
That was Tajiri's last match in WWE.
Oh, that was Tajiri's, yeah. So maybe that was cool. I just can't really think of something. I've never really gone to wrestling and been like, well, that was a horrible time.
I have.
Uh-oh.
I have. I've been to a show. I don't know who put it on, to be honest with you, but it was me and Maria. We went to Roxbury to do a show. I brought my merchandise. We were in there half an hour. I was so embarrassed by what was going on in the ring
Oh, really?
that I said, let's go. We're out of here.
Just bad
she was,
wrestling,
She
or-
was really mad because we drove all the way there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And she's not a huge wrestling fan. She don't hate it, but she's not a huge
Great.
fan.
And it's not entertaining.
Yeah, and I swear, if anybody knows who ran that show in Roxbury at least 10, 11 years ago, it was the worst. I was embarrassed to be in the building. I
Yeah.
was. So that's my worst show. Hope we can answer it for you, Squeaks.
And I will say again, like, not one local show have I not had a
Right.
good time.
Yeah, I can have it fun at almost any show. That was the only show,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
Christiana Moya, my question is, why is Dan such a babe?
Uh,
Whoa!
good genetics.
Then she says, laughing out loud, kidding. I don't think you are. Question for everyone. If they were to be in the ring with any wrestler, who would you pick and why? Great question. I like this.
I mean, I'm not a wrestler, so I don't really know what goes into a match.
Right.
I guess if I was trying to, I don't know, I have a little bit of wrestling background. Maybe Matt Riddle, get my butt kicked and go from there. But I could try to give him,
Yeah.
We could try to maybe build or Kurt Angle, I guess.
Triple H.
Triple H.
Nashua.
Nice.
You know,
Myself would be an indie guy. Seriously, I don't know who. I mean, there's just so many. Maybe Homicide.
Okay.
Low life Louis Ramos, who he could stick me with a fork. I don't know if you guys know Louis, but he's an awesome guy. Met him not too long ago. But it definitely would be with someone that's like violent. If I was gonna get in the ring, I'm sorry. I'm a huge fan of the violence part.
Yeah, I mean, the question also depends. Am I trained at this point? Am I not trained? If I'm not trained, then I want to get squashed by Kurt Angle or Matt Riddle in like a minute.
Nice. Yeah. And Triple H.
Yeah.
All right. Tim Sinott, as an authority on the New England indie scene, does Dan feel he'll ever be confident enough to properly identify the driving force behind Bay McCheese?
I have no idea.
This is going to be the last time, though, I'll ever bring up McCheese on the show. So if you're watching, don't ask questions about that. No offense, Tim. I'm glad you asked. I'm just saying, but this will be the only time.
I don't think it's anybody that has any association with chaotic wrestling.
Right.
If I really were to break it down, I don't know. I have no idea. And I've seen some things where he kind of posts on people where he's crapping on them.
Right.
Mostly crapping on people. I barely see him give praise. I don't know. It could be a lot of people. I feel like just say whoever you want to talk about.
Right.
I mean, if you really don't like somebody, tell it to their face.
That's how I felt about it. I was only really pissed off once about it. It was the R word, and I have a special needs stepdaughter. So, and the way how clever this guy is, I was wondering, was it because of her that he wrote that word? Do you know what I mean?
I would hope not.
I would hope not.
I think
too.
sometimes people say things they're not thinking.
Right.
And I took it that way.
Right. And I said it on the post. I just don't like that word. Come in and you want. I really don't care what people think of me. You know what I mean? And I'm not a professional.
Yeah.
I just do this for fun.
Yeah, and wrestling's supposed to be fun, and I don't know. Some people might take it. I mean, a lot of wrestlers follow.
Yeah, I think he's pretty clever, and he's funny sometimes. Sometimes
could be a she. We don't know.
Yeah, exactly. You never know.
But
I definitely think it's more than one person, though.
Yeah, it's possible.
I do. That's what I've been told by a few people that it's more than one. I know. I'll tell you guys off here. One person someone told me it was 110% a couple years ago. Who was it? I already tell you that.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it off.
Not something I spend too much time thinking
exactly.
Right.
All right. So we talked about Jesse earlier. Jesse Martineau. Who gets to NXT first? Briggs, AG, or is there someone else besides them projecting to make the chaotic to NXT jump? I know who you're going to say.
What do you got, Bobby?
No, Briggs is probably the next one.
Yeah.
I mean, they closed that Evolve show with him on the WWE Network.
Right.
He's the logical one. I mean,
yeah.
I know who he's going to say, but I'll let him say it.
Yeah, I think Briggs, Austin Theory, I think he's going after him right now. Who was a cool guy to meet when I went to Evolve.
Oh, that's cool.
I think AG, and I also think it was cool to see Casanova and DL Hurst get their time in Evolve too.
Absolutely.
It's between Briggs and AG probably.
Okay. I was surprised you didn't bring up the other guy.
Well, I think Casanova is going to be.
Nope, I didn't think him in. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I thought he was going to say Casanova.
Got a big S. Superman.
Oh,
I thought you would have said Vern. I thought you would have said he's, has a chance. Because he does have a chance.
I don't know if Verna. Well, actually, he's been there.
He's been there, exactly.
I mean, I'd pull for Verna.
Right.
Three guys I'd pull: Briggs, AG, and Casanova would be my top. Just because you've seen the evolution of those guys.
I'd love to see all three of them go, but I think you're right, though. At first, it's probably going to be Briggs.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Probably.
Well, Briggs
the size alone, that really helps him out the most right off the bat.
His athleticism is.
But AG's the hottest guy going in professional wrestling, if you ask me. And Christian's right there with him.
Yeah, I agree. I think AG has worked his butt off.
Yes,
Casanova's worked his butt off.
absolutely.
Those guys deserve it, and there'll be a time. When those guys are young, that everything we've seen, they're going to be what the world's going to see,
Right.
and it's going to be a happy time for all New England wrestling fans.
And you'll be able to tell people, I knew him when.
Yeah.
I remember when
used
he
to
was
see him,
doing
yeah.
the Thriller gimmick.
Exactly. And I do think all three of those guys will make it. I do.
Oh, without question.
Yeah,
know,
me too.
I do too.
And it was like you said, it was great to see Christian at the Evolve, and he got
And
to
he
wrestle on the Ring of Honor
Against-
show too.
And Jimmy Preston.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
Another
Jimmy
guy
Preston,
that
yep.
he might be a little bit older than them, but like Preston is. Everybody, honestly, most like I told him when I met him, I said, Jimmy, you are the inspiration for like my softball promos.
Right.
We do that because we saw your promo.
Right.
And then everybody got into it.
Right.
And then everybody in my softball leagues, I should say, know exactly who the one-man thrill ride is.
It's an absolute savage.
He really is. So I'd love to see him get his time.
Yeah, me too. You like Preston too?
I do, yeah. I just think now at this point the gimmick's so overdone that
I don't know. I still
Right.
find it entertaining.
He's got a lot
he
else
is
going on,
pretty
though.
awesome though. He is.
he's got his own like company or whatever going on anyways outside of that.
Oh,
So
really?
I don't think he's just into wrestling
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
through
well,
his YouTube channels.
I
and
would
stuff.
say, Ring of Honor would be great to see him there
Yeah,
regularly.
I'd like to see all those guys there on
he's
a
someone
regular
he should work for
basis.
Barstool. He's someone who should work for
Yeah.
Barstool.
Absolutely. All right. Your brother Mike wants to know: is MJF the new Miz?
You want to take?
No,
I don't think
No.
so either.
The Miz is way better.
I love the Miz, but I think MJF will probably end up being better.
I think you're right on that, only because of how long it took the Miz to get where he is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And MJF is already known as a star. He's already doing Austin's podcast. And, you know what I mean?
Which was hilarious.
And the kid's amazing, and nothing against the Miz, because again, I like the Miz too.
Yep.
There was times that I wasn't a big fan of the Miz,
Yeah.
but like he's completely won me over. And Maria watches that Miz and Mrs. there show.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's pretty funny, man. He's a real cool guy.
No, the Miz is great. I think that MJF, though, I don't know what he's 22, 23 years
23.
old.
Right.
And he's already just
Oh yeah.
so damn
It's
entertaining.
amazing.
He's one guy that he'll never break kayfabe. He always
Right.
stays in character, which is not something you see anymore.
Right. Remember we went to Limitless?
Yeah, he's an
And
animal.
we were standing outside the car, right? And I just happened to turn and look, and some wrestlers were getting out of the car. And he looks over at us and goes, like, a lot of fans over there. It was just,
Yeah.
they didn't even have to say a word. Just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
the only one, he didn't even see it, I did. And he's just like, oh, God, like wrestlers,
He did the Jericho
Wrestling fans.
podcast last Friday.
Who's?
MJF did the Jericho podcast last
no
Friday. And he was
kidding.
telling a story about how he was in Mexico and he thought he got warm beer spilled on him, and someone actually peed in a cup and dumped it on him. And when he went backstage, like, oh, we haven't had that happen in years. So he's getting like real heat.
I mean,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
we left Limitless, we missed a bit. I mean, when we were at Limitless, they wanted to kill him. He's fighting a woman.
And throwing her into the crowd, which remember I
Yeah.
told you, I'm like, that's messed up considering how Sue happy people are today.
Yeah, I don't think that Randy cares.
Yeah, I guess he
I don't think
did.
he's worried about it. But I mean, MJF had so much heat,
right.
Right.
and it was just like these people
definitely
want to
did.
kill him. And
But how will that translate when he has to deal with being on TV
Right.
and standards of practices and stuff like that? He's going to have to kind of tone some of that
Yeah.
down, which might take away from him a little bit.
Right. He'll figure it out, though,
Yeah.
because he's a smart
Oh, he's
kid.
got Cody Rhodes, so like, he'll
Exactly.
figure it out,
Yeah,
but-
yeah. And obviously everyone likes him, and he's doing Jericho's podcast,
Yeah.
Austin's podcast. I mean, he's probably getting all kinds of good feedback from everybody.
Yep.
he's,
you know?
he'll be fine. I mean,
I think he'll be fine.
Is
too.
he the next Miz? I think they're very different.
Yeah. I think
Very,
he'll
very
be bigger
different.
than The Miz, to be honest
I
with
think he
you.
will,
I
but
do.
I just think they're just very different.
Right. Not that The Miz isn't big. I'm
Yeah.
not, you know what I mean? I just do. I think this kid's got so much potential,
Yeah.
you know? All right, Mike also wants to know, if you could have Bret Hart in his prime versus one current wrestler, who would it be with and why? Just to give you a note, he says his is Hart versus Brock Lesnar or Kurt Angle. What do you guys think? Who do you got Bret Hart against?
Well, Kurt Angle's not really an active wrestler
True.
anymore. So, because Kurt would be my number one.
Okay.
Active, that's tough, bro.
It is.
I mean, you want a wrestler.
Right.
Right.
When I hate to bring him up, but maybe Matt Riddle.
That
Riddle
would be a good match. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people. Seth Rollins probably would be good
Yeah.
with Brett. Samoa Joe too would be another one
Yeah.
that comes to my
Velveteen
mind.
Dream.
Right.
I'd
That'd
like
be
to see
pretty
him
good.
versus anybody, really.
I'd say Kenny Omega
Nice.
and Bret Hart.
Yep.
But if you want to draw the most money, Roman Reigns and Bret Hart. Just saying.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Keep in mind, Brett's style of wrestling was not very fast paced.
No.
It's very slow paced.
Very, very slow.
So, I don't know, like a high flyer against him isn't.
Right.
But he made Hakushi.
But-
Remember Hakushi?
Oh yeah.
Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
No
was a high
one
flyer
cared
before.
about Hakushi, and Brett in his match at In Your House, whatever it was,
Right.
was like unbelievable.
That was a great match.
You know.
It really was. All right. Jesse's back. He said, "Do you guys agree that Matt Taven is awesome, or are you two a couple of Melvins?" He's talking to you guys, not me. 'cause
Probably
I ain't a Melvin.
Melvin's. I've never really cared.
I'm
for
basic.
Matt. Yeah, I'm a basic and a Melvin, I guess. I've never really cared for Matt Taven.
You don't?
He's a local guy, and he's just one guy that I mean, he used to hate us at chaotic shows, which
Really?
is fine.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but Taven, I wish him all the best success in the world. He's
Right.
just never been someone that does it for me.
Right, right.
You know.
And again, I feel the same way. He's good.
Yeah.
There's no denying that, but he's never been somebody that I was like, oh, I gotta see this.
I mean, he used to get.
I think
pissed.
he's great, though. He is.
He used to feud with Alex Arion,
Right.
Golden Greek. We'd be like, Golden Greek, Golden. And he'd be like, are you serious? We're like, yeah, he's better. We like
Right.
him better. You know?
Nice.
Yeah, no, I get it. I guess he's a good wrestler.
Right. Doesn't do it for you either, huh?
I haven't watched Ring of Honor since the Elite left, so
I mean, I just, even when he was in, Matt David's just not someone
So, yeah.
does anything for me.
Right.
you
one of
know?
these
But
days.
you, like you said, I said, like, you guys, he's good. There's
he's
no
great.
denying
Sure, he's
that.
good.
And it was great to see him win the Ring of Honor title.
But I've always
Yeah.
had a thing against Derry, so maybe that's just it.
Yeah,
That might be it. That definitely might be it.
I mean,
But,
you know,
Yeah, we're not Melvins, Taven, all right? We're not Melvins.
yeah, good for him. You know.
All right, so guys, I want to bring this one up first. And then we'll get into that Limitless, okay?
Sure.
With AEW agreeing to a TV deal with TNT for Wednesday nights from 8 to 10, starting October 2nd, do you think it would be smart for WWE to air NXT at the same exact time, same day on Fox?
You want to go first?
All right, you can go first.
I think at some point, it's too close now.
Right.
Because then you have to work it out with Fox anyways.
Exactly.
So, and Fox would announce that well beforehand. I think it would be interesting, but I think that would also tell you what WWE really thinks of AEW. We as the fans love NXT,
Right,
but NXT does not draw nearly as many viewership as Raw or SmackDown.
right.
So you're competing with the lower level versus AEW. So I think AEW would win out, mostly because you can watch on the network later.
Right.
But
Well, if they keep it on the network.
they'll still put it back out there, or you can watch it on Hulu anyways. I don't know. For me, I'd watch AEW over NXT.
Okay.
Just because I have other ways to watch.
Right. And you
WWE.
told me earlier before your brother even got here that you love NXT.
Yeah, I love NXT.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay. But you,
As a fan, I don't like it. I don't want to see that happen. I like it just be on the network. I don't know.
you don't think it would be smart though on their part?
It might be, but I don't know. Now
Okay.
now you're gonna eat what you're asking for is a rivalry,
Yeah.
and you might not know where that goes. And I don't think AEW really can compete with WWE. I don't.
Right.
You know, they're too big, but I think you'd get a lot of backlash from fans
Right.
who spend money on the WWE network, and there's a good amount of fan base that only spends money on the WWE network
Right.
to watch NXT.
Right.
So now they're going to cancel that subscription. I don't know.
Yeah.
It would be to,
Right.
you know,
It is interesting though. That's
It
all
is
I can say. It's interesting to see because, like you said too, you're gonna show them that you have competition by going head to head.
Right.
Showing the little bit of fear you might have, they may have.
I wouldn't do it until you really think it's necessary.
Right.
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 Also, you just worry about advertisers, right? Now,
Yeah.
if NXT is drawing more revenue from advertisers versus SmackDown or Raw, you have to figure that out.
Right.
I mean, Fox is going to love it because they'll have SmackDown on Tuesday and then on Wednesday. But Fox also has a lot of stuff on Wednesday nights, don't they? I forget what they have on there, but
Probably. I'm sure they got a bunch of shows.
I don't remember when TNA Impact was on Thursdays that they ran a show against them.
Right.
I don't remember that. So
Yeah.
Is it a good business move? I don't know. I doubt
Okay.
it. I actually doubt it.
All
I
right.
think you can get more backlash
Right.
than anything. NXT is like people love that.
Oh yeah.
And they love that they're spending money on the WWE Network for that.
Right.
So I don't know. No, I don't want it on cable TV.
Right. Okay.
Keep it separate, but it's a risk.
Right.
you know?
Right. All right. Now, I brought something up here a couple weeks ago. You guys weren't here. You were watching, though, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Limitless is running a show on Friday, September 6th. It presents Know Your Enemy at the Portland Expo. Now, that's at 239 Park Ave, Portland, Maine, if you guys want to go. And I suggest everybody go to Limitless
Got my
Wrestling.
tickets tonight.
Everybody should go. They're phenomenal. But I said that they would not be able to sell out the Portland Expo, which is supposedly, I was talked by referee Rich Landon, told me because he lives in Maine,
Okay.
that it's going to be like 2,700 people, 2,700 seats.
Yeah, I asked you this question. Now we look at it.
But if anybody in this area, right, seriously, could sell out the Portland Expo, and I told you this when we were texting back and forth, it's Randy Carver. I think he has a plan in place. So I retract my original statement saying no. But after talking with you, we were going back and forth about it. It makes sense that he has an idea. I don't see him jumping from a 250 building to 2,700 if he didn't have a plan.
I think he has to look at it as how much money he's going to make off it.
Right.
Even if he doesn't sell it out.
Right.
How much more? Because me and Jesse went to the show in Portland last time at the wherever it was. And it was, you walked in and it was like, oh my God, there's nowhere to move.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw people going live. Yeah.
It was pretty packed. And I was like, so we kind of walked out of there going like, that was a great show.
Right.
If we're going to go back, we can't do it unless we get front row.
Right.
We can't do it again. Because it just was like, there's just too much.
Right.
So then you got the bigger venue.
Yep.
I think maybe I think he might have a plan, but he also might have to say, I need to sell this number of seats to make a profit.
Yep.
So, but if he sells it out, that'd be huge. But I will say the Limitless fans on the Facebook page, they want him to sell that out.
right.
And he's got a very loyal fan base that you have now become a huge part of too.
Oh yeah, and that fan base they're diehards.
Right.
I think he probably could. I think he might be able to do it. I mean, he is like the big game running in that state.
Right.
There ain't nobody competing with him. IWE. They're not.
Yeah. No offense to Sonny Roselli or Larry Huntley.
They're
but
just not on that
Limitless,
level.
Yeah. No, they're not.
And I will say it's because he has a lot of the guys from around here
Well, yeah.
wrestling for him.
Right. Well, that show too has as the main event the Limitless Heavyweight Champion MJF defending his title against the hottest wrestler in the world right now, Anthony Green.
Yeah, and that's gonna be big. And I'm not. It's whether he can draw like the average fan that just he may need to get like a WWE guy to do some signings or something.
Yeah.
Sell more tickets, but I think they're gonna do well.
Right.
And whether he sells it out or not, I think he's gonna make a profit off it.
Right. I hope he does. And like I said, at first, all I thought about was the seats.
Yeah.
But after talking to you, and you're telling me like, look at the fan base, look how loyal they are.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he jump from a smaller building to something so big? That's when I was like, you got to have a plan, and I think he can do it. If anybody can take from going from, let's say, 350 fans to 2,700 right now, that's a promoter. It's definitely Randy Carver Jr.
I mean, his crowds are hot.
Incredible.
What do you think, Bobby?
I haven't made the trip up there, mostly because, no offense to Maine, until you fix I-95 with that toll
I don't like
south
the
of
long
Portland,
drive either,
I
dude.
cannot go to that state. I was in traffic coming home from there. I'm getting angry just thinking about it.
I can see.
Why are the off ramps have the easy pass, speed pass, but
Right.
the one in the main highway does not?
Yeah.
Until then, I'm not going Limitless.
Well, they're not New Hampshire or Mass. And I put New Hampshire way above Massachusetts, but they're not.
They have it off the off ramp, but you don't have on the main highway.
Right.
Until that, I am protesting.
Well, it's not
the
Randy's
state of
fault.
Maine.
No, it's not Randy's fault. But all he's saying is he won't go. And I told you that the night we were driving back.
I was in
I'm
the
not
car.
a big fan of long drives when the show's over. I don't mind a long drive getting to the show.
Right.
Yeah, you want
Right.
to go
But
home.
when
You're
the
excited.
show's over, I want to be home in a half an hour. I even told Sonny when we went to Top Rope that night, it was an hour and a half driving home. Wasn't much of a fan of that either.
And I get it.
I'm lazy when it comes to that traveling for shows. I'm not gonna lie.
Last time I went with Jesse, his sister lives with 20 minutes away.
Right.
So we just crashed there, woke up the next morning, went home.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
Which is a lot better. Now I would probably handle that too much better than having to drive straight home that night.
Well, that night we did. I was just like, let's get there. You know,
Oh yeah. Well, me and you had a blast when we went. There's no doubt. Place was packed.
We had that was a great time.
You know, and I'm gonna say it, but I don't want anybody to feel like I'm bashing anybody. But the main event, I don't think Ashley Vox is on the same level as an MJF, and it wasn't a believable match. Like going into that match, I knew she had no chance of winning. Put Davey Yen in there, then you'd have to have maybe a different opinion.
I think Ashley Vox is a talented individual,
Yes.
but I thought she was going to get hurt on so many spots, and I think the whole crowd did.
She botched a couple.
I mean, you had people like this. You
Yeah.
had wrestlers, and I'm not going to say any names,
Right.
in the back with their, by their T-shirt stands going like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But in her defense, that crowd was so pro Ashley Vox.
Yes,
I mean,
they were.
they hated MJF. They really did. To the point they were yelling at Randy.
Right.
They were yelling at him.
And I'm not trying to put her down because she is a talented, but in that spot, I'm sorry, I just didn't see it.
But you know
that's
what?
all.
You can't have the world class main event in every
Right.
show. And I'm not sure how she got to the main event there, but sometimes you got to put somebody there, and there's no divisions there, as men or women. So it's what it is. I mean, I wasn't not entertained by it, but at the same time, I didn't want to see her get hurt. And there was 2 spots that happened on her neck that I went, I can't watch this anymore because I don't want to see her get hurt.
Right.
So.
What do you think? You fan of Ashley?
Yeah, I'm a okay fan of that.
I
I don't like those matches. I don't really.
You don't like the intergender matches?
I think they're just
don't
too
like 'em either.
gimmicky.
Right.
I mean, they're fine. They don't do it for me. There's not.
Well, when you watch Tessa Blanchard face Sami Callihan, you didn't get that vibe.
Right.
You didn't get that vibe in that match. You could tell Tessa Blanchard was on the level of Sami Callihan, man or female. MJF and Ashley Vox, you felt like, oh my God, he's going to hurt her.
Yeah.
So I think it really depends. I'm not big on intergender,
Right.
but I would say that Blanchard and Callahan was much different vibe when you watch that match.
Right.
But again, I wasn't in the arena for it either.
Right. Well, there's another match that's being promoted right now. It's career versus hair. As Chris Statlander is putting her career on the line in a tag team match. As she teams with Ashley Vox. And they take on Jeremy Leary and Skylar. And not Skylar's hair's not up for grabs. It's Jeremy Leary's hair's up for grabs.
Yeah, I told Jeremy Leary was walking. I go, it will grow back.
Right.
At the show. Career versus hair though, to me is like not equal.
Yeah.
Right.
So I guess Statlander must be leaving. Or maybe they're gonna shave him. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's not an equal trade-off.
Right.
Hair grows back, career is over.
Right.
So
Yeah, I mean, but you got to get the gimmick in there somewhere. I mean, I think it's a fair. I mean, I know you're saying you're retiring or your hair, but
well, first he put Skylar's career on the line.
Oh, he did.
He said, your career versus Skylar's career. And she was like, no.
Yeah.
And then they agreed on the hair thing.
Yeah.
And, so I don't know.
Well, we went to Limitless, that only show I went to. He was outside the ring as Skylar took on Lisa Marie Verone. Is that how you say her last name?
Baron or whatever.
Yeah.
Victoria.
Victoria from the old, WWE, Tara from TNA. But, I mean, he kept cheating. So I'd yell at him, and I said to him that, I'm 54 years old, and I'm in better shape than you, and I'm not even in shape. And he looked at me and he said, I'm better looking. And I said, stop lying. That little interaction back with him. But he did a great job in that match because that match was really good. I thought.
He took a German suplex from Hornswoggle on the outside of the ring.
Did he really?
That night. Yeah. I think he's entertaining.
He's definitely entertaining.
Yeah.
I would actually say it. I'm not trying to start anything with a relationship there.
Yeah.
He's more entertaining than Skylar is.
Oh, he don't look as good though.
He might not look as good, but I've actually been more entertained by him.
Okay.
But the two together are hilarious.
Right.
Oh my God.
I've only seen him work actually like 2 or 3 times, and I mean,
Yeah.
he is pretty good. There's no doubt about it, you know. But he ain't better looking than me, though. I'm telling you that right now. All right. Plus, the other guys that they're announced so far is A.R. Fox,
Yep.
Harlow O'Hara. Has she been on any shows that you've seen?
Not as familiar.
Okay.
No.
Teddy Hart,
Oh my God.
Davey Boy Smith Jr.
Yep. Last time we were there.
Couple people making their debuts. Wild Child, Jody Threat, and the Workhorsemen,
The Workhorsemen are legit.
Anthony Henry, and J.D. Drake. So,
The Workhorsemen were great.
Yeah.
And they're both Evolve guys.
did they work the Limitless last time?
Yeah, they faced
so
MSP.
that's not their debut. Okay.
They faced MSP, and it was a lot like the match before where MSP faced the New Heart Foundation. I gotta say, like, the Mainstay Posse, I always say, like, the Logans are my favorite tag team in New England.
But they're getting on you, huh?
But the Mainstay Posse is slowly being like, I think I'm always gonna be loyal to, like, the original Chaotic guys.
right.
But Mainstay Posse, probably my favorite tag team in New England outside of the Logans.
Okay.
Because, oh
They are
my
good. They're really
God, those guys are good.
Yeah. I like Bear Country a lot too right now.
I do love Bear Country, but like if you go to promotion when it's Mainstay, they give them the best. Like the Workhorsemen are both Evolve guys.
Okay.
And who does Randy decide for them to work with? Mainstay Posse.
Right. Their Mainstay Posse is awesome. I remember the first time I saw them, like come to the ring, and they were on the smaller side, and I'm like, but man, by the time they left the ring, I was a fan. Like, I was a real fan.
It's hard
of those
not
guys,
to. It's really hard not to.
And they're both good. I don't see a Sean and a Marty with those guys. I see them both being on the same level. I
I
do.
can see that.
I do. I don't think Danger Kid's any better than Aiden. I think they're both just as good as each other.
But one of them's gonna be Christian and one of them's gonna be Edge.
Right.
It's gonna happen that way.
I mean,
So,
if they ever get signed wherever they
Yeah.
do, I mean, maybe they split them.
Right.
But I will say the big thing of that night was the third member. What's his name?
Alexander Lee.
Never seen him with them before.
Right.
And the one night I finally see him with them, well, he was taking tickets at the door.
Yes, because remember I met him the first time we went.
So the second time we went, I was like, I think he's in the Mainstay Posse. He doesn't really come around with them around here. So I don't know. Some guy jumps him at the end of the match who I have no idea who it was.
Right.
And then Alexander Lee gets in there and goes, the one person that can end the Mainstay Posse is me. And he takes the Bowie and just starts beating them. Now, there's a guy in the show the whole time who's wearing a Mexican wrestling mask.
Yeah.
And I see the guy earlier. I was like, really? Is that for real? Like, who does that? Like,
Right.
I
Especially
think
in this day and
I think I actually have a similar mask.
Yeah.
But, I bought in Mexico or whatever. And all of a sudden he mentions Joey Eastman. And boom, in the middle of the crowd, Joey Eastman's like, that's, he's saying. And then he gets in there and they just whoop the hell out of the Mainstay
So
Posse.
Joey was the one under the mask?
Yeah, he was in the crowd the whole night until that match.
Right.
And then he came in and he just, you can see the video too on the Limitless Facebook
I'll have to
page.
check it out.
And you were like, that crowd wanted to tear them apart.
Right.
Because I read the other day that Sheldon Goldberg had said there's no real heels anymore. I go, no, there is.
There are.
There really is.
Yes.
And when I will say this about Casanova, when he goes to Limitless, they freaking hate him.
Do they really?
Oh yeah, he gets when he was facing Blackwood, the whole crowd's for Blackwood. I go, yeah, Christian has it down. He's a great heel.
Right.
Eastman was a great heel.
Yep.
They have that going at Limitless. They really do.
Nice.
And what a show that really was.
Right.
yeah. And when they fix the 95, I'll see it someday.
Right.
Jesse was ordering his tickets tonight. We're going to the next one. So
Nice. All right, so listen, guys, this past week, last week I should say, on Raw, we had a Raw reunion.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't watch SmackDown. Did you guys end up watching SmackDown? I think they had some type of reunion on that
we
too.
got softball that night.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but
3-time champs.
tell us your thoughts on the Raw reunion and anybody that you wished was there that wasn't.
I don't know if there's anyone I wished were there. I get it why you're doing it. You're doing it for ratings and whatnot, but I didn't watch it live. I fast forwarded through Hulu after.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the only Raw I've watched live in about a year.
Yeah.
Seriously,
I mean,
live.
I will start watching the first week of August because we have our pick'em league starting up
Okay.
again. So I gotta know what's
Right,
the
right.
for the SummerSlam thing. But that's not gonna draw me in. Other than Stone Cold Steve Austin, everyone else is cool. I mean,
Right.
thanks for coming. I guess.
What do you think?
I mean, I didn't watch. I mean, I worked till 9
Right.
on Mondays, so I watched.
But did you end up watching it anyways, like the whole thing?
I've seen highlights,
Okay.
and the Bray Wyatt McFoley thing was probably the best.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
Um,
really cool.
I probably would have had someone attack all the legends at the end.
But who?
I don't know.
Could have started a new group doing that.
I found myself watching that, being like, okay,
Right.
that's great. It's good to see Austin. It
Yeah.
really is.
I was happy to see them all.
Yeah.
But I guess he's doing a movie at the time or whatever. But I would love to have seen Edge there.
Right.
I really would have. I'm a huge Edge fan.
I'm gonna be honest. What
Yeah.
it made me, if anything, was like kind of sad that so many legends are no longer alive. Because I'm thinking Piper would have been there.
Oh yeah.
Dusty would have been there.
Yes.
And there's so many guys where you go like, holy crap, I'm actually getting old.
Right.
That these guys aren't even here to come for a
Yep.
reunion.
Right.
And the guys that I watched like as a teenager, those are the reunion guys now.
Yeah.
And it just kind of was like, it just, I don't know, it felt a
Right.
little weird.
Although the
Yeah.
Medusa thing, okay, the 24/7 championship, I watch religiously
Dude,
on
I thought
Twitter.
it was hilarious.
That's
what
the
they
That
were
was
best
doing.
thing
when
about
I
she went to
loved
go do it. I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that got me because
Yeah.
that 24/7 championship.
Yeah, so she went to throw in the trash.
She went to go to
Oh,
the
yeah.
trash, and then the $1 Million Man buys it. But that Drake is over with that. That
He
thing
really
is hilarious.
is.
Now
He's been impressing me.
R-Truth is walking around pretending to be a lampshade.
Yeah.
He's one of the most entertaining guys on Raw right now.
Yep.
If you ask me.
Yeah, Drake and Truth are just, they're gold.
Absolutely.
Gold, so.
But I'm gonna watch that 205 Live match this week.
Which one was that?
Bennett and,
Bennett and Drake in unsanctioned match or whatever it is
Oh,
on
really?
205 Live.
I'll have to check that out.
If you
too.
have to watch an hour of wrestling,
Yeah.
205 Live is the best. You're not
Right.
going to get the giant crowd noise because there's not as many people there, but
Right.
that's the best hour of wrestling in television.
Nice. Now, is Oni wrestling on that as regular 205 Live guy now?
Yes, he does. come there,
Nice.
yep.
And then what about Birch? Is that his
Uh,
name? Birch? Danny
I
Birch,
don't think,
his
no,
partner?
I think they're still in NXT together, but I think
Okay.
that Biff gets to wrestle on 205 Live.
You know, I'd like to see Biff get to do the singles more. And I think if he comes up, I think he'll get over, man. He wrestles a style similar to like Daniel Bryan, where he's fast,
Right.
hard hitting. You know, and fans like that stuff.
Yeah,
They like Daniel Bryan.
they love Daniel Bryan, but I don't know if I don't know what the heck they're doing.
Right.
Maybe Biff missed it by like 5 years.
Right,
you know,
right.
When Bryan came up, I mean, he went through that original NXT, but everybody
Right.
knew who he was.
Right, right.
He might have had a bigger fan base than Biff did by the time.
I
he
would
got
say
there.
so, yeah.
You
Yeah,
know.
definitely. He did.
But I think I've watched Biff Busick for a long time, and he's damn good. So
Real
hopefully,
good.
hopefully they can do something with him. I
Yep.
don't know. I don't know
Yeah,
if they
I
will.
think he's really good enhancement talent. I don't know if he's the guy.
Right.
Like he's great in matches and he can make anyone look good, but I
Yeah.
don't know Mike Wise and all that other stuff. Like
Right.
he's never been that. Other than when I started chanting Biff when he was in Chaos, I had never really been like, all right, yeah, I get it. You're that old school like well, I'm gonna beat you up kind
Yeah.
of guy. But
Well, I'd like to see him, like, Paul Heyman would be good with him. I'd try
Yeah.
something different. You know what I mean? I mean, he's definitely a smash, hard-hitting wrestler.
Well, here's a match I'd love to see him with. And if this is the one thing WWE ever does with Biff Busick, Cesaro versus Biff.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah,
uppercuts only.
I can't believe they haven't really pulled the trigger on Cesaro, put the belt on him.
Yeah.
Because he's that good. I don't care what anybody says, man.
Yeah.
Cesaro is phenomenal. One of
He
the
is.
best wrestlers in the world, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, I don't know why they haven't done anything with him really. He's
It's
just-
crazy.
I mean, now they fed him to Aleister Black. It's like
Right.
I don't know if they know what they have with him.
No, he's just a guy that they've had on the main roster for a while. They know is talented, but it is WWE's the toughest place.
So
to
he sounds
break,
like Kobe
you know.
Kingston in 2009.
Yes. Did you guys hear who is coming to Fenway Park with on WWE night yet? Have you heard? I was told this a little while ago by a kid I gave a shout out to, Brendan Daly. You see the big smile on my face. Who do you think it is?
Big smile on Leo's face. Who could it be?
And I'm looking right at you. I've been looking at you for a reason.
Wait,
WWE guy at Fenway Park.
Okay, looking at me.
We've gone back and forth about this guy before, and I've teased you on here.
Ricochet.
Yeah, Ricochet. I tease your brother all the time because he said he thinks Vince will make him a mid-carder.
Which
and
I-
I'm taking it to
which
say he said it.
Which I think I've been right about.
What do you mean? He's been a champion already.
He
A
has a feud
mid-card
with,
championship.
A feud with
Ah,
AJ
did you
Styles.
watch, man, huh?
He's feuding with AJ Styles.
It's hard to beat AJ.
Leo, you said he's going to be the next megastar next
He
to
is.
Rock.
He is.
He's already 31 years old.
Doesn't matter how long. How long did it take? How long was The Rock in WWE before he got over 110%?
About a year and a half.
There you go. Ricochet's been there not even a year.
How old was The Rock?
Rock
25, 26?
No, he was older than that. He didn't
No,
even
he
start.
was.
He didn't
He-
start wrestling until he was 25. He went
Rock-
to football in college.
So Rock was 30 in 2003.
All right, so they're a year apart. No, wait, is that what no, say that again.
So in 2003, The Rock
Yeah.
was 30. So that
Okay.
means in 98, he's what, 20, 25 on the dot?
I guess.
And then what's his biggest year?
99, 2000.
So 26, 20. I'm not saying Ricochet can't.
right,
But Rock was
Right.
never going to be there
But
forever.
The Rock was the most entertaining
Oh, there's
personality
no doubt.
ever.
No
Next
doubt,
to
but
Austin or
nobody
Hogan.
even wanted to see him the first year and a half. Do you know what I mean? People were booing him,
But
cheering
have
him,
you seen
die,
it?
Rock, he
Did you
died.
ever see the promos before Rock was big that he was doing in like these little small places?
Him Smoky
He
Mountain
was
Wrestling.
he was already had that.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think-
nobody was buying it.
Well, no, they were as a heel.
I think in hindsight, though, we've hyped up The Rock's career. I don't remember in '99 us being this crazy about him.
Dude, the Rock could match wits with
I love The Rock
anybody.
because, like, right there,
Yeah.
could match wits with anybody. That's
Right.
there's no
My
doubt.
name is Kane.
Yeah. And he was great.
He's great.
He was great, and I think Ricochet is going to get there. He might be 31, but it's different WWE today when it comes to that.
Yeah.
They're taking indie guys. They're letting these indie guys work for 10,
Right.
12 years, and then they're grabbing. You can't tell me that AJ, Samoa Joe, they should have been here in 2006,
Right.
2005,
I agree.
you know?
But I would say AJ and Samoa Joe are way better talkers than Ricochet is.
See, that's his problem.
Yeah.
His
Yep.
problem's on the microphone, but you could fix that by giving him a girl that can talk.
Right.
True.
You know what I mean? You could. But yeah, I think he's still going to be a big star.
I
do.
agree. I agree.
I do.
I agree.
It's going to be great if he's going to be at Fenway Park throwing out the first pitch.
It's awesome.
Which is deserving.
You know, Taven just did it the other day. Did you guys hear
so
about
now,
that?
now it's not as prestigious.
Yeah.
He just took it away.
David, yeah.
Great. The Red Sox will just
Cool.
let any bum throw the first pitch.
Let Mark Sherman throw the first pitch. Come
Ryan
on.
Drew.
Maybe they'll bring him back.
Are you going to be mad at these guys? He helped trade Taven.
And
He's coming on in a couple weeks. I think it's September.
He seems like a good dude.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about this. Matter of fact, we brought up Scott Hall and his problems. We're going to be talking about that.
I
Ryan
remember
was there that
I
night.
remember reading that. Yeah.
Ryan was there that night. And he hit me up and said, "Dude, I've been on twice already, and we never even talked about that."
I didn't even
yet."
know what Top Rope was when that happened.
right.
but
Yep.
Yeah.
Good company though. They are. They were in Teddy Goods. You know, guys. Thanks for
Yeah,
coming on,
thanks,
man.
Leo.
Thanks for
We'll
having
do
us.
this again. We'll put you
All
back
right.
on the list.
Definitely.
Peace.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.